What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam2Official, never unofficial. You feel what I'm saying? Today, I had a special video for you guys. But if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, man. Give this video a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends. Hey, don't forget to turn on those post notifications because YouTube is tripping. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. For real. You feel what I'm saying? Look, today, we're gonna be reacting to shower thoughts that make me question reality. Yeah, did you subscribe yet? If you have, let's go. Let's check this video out. Let's go.
You're already dead. If you're not dead, but alive, everything is trying to kill you constantly. Your stomach is constantly trying to kill you. Feeding it makes it stop. You need to drink as well. Being hydrated is a necessity. Drink your water. Normally, you empty your drink from the top, but when you use a straw, you empty it from the bottom. Your lungs are also constantly trying to kill you. Breathing resets that timer too. We really take for granted the fact that most of our body's processes are automated. Aging is a disease with a 100% mortality rate. Maybe that's why aliens aren't visiting us. Maybe they should visit Antarctica though, because Antarctica is statistically the best place to have a baby because all 11 babies born there lived, making it have a 0% infant mortality rate. It's pretty cool to think about that there are only 365 different birthdays for nearly 8 billion people. You live to be around 80, and you spend a third of your life sleeping. But when you sleep, you're just looking at the back of your eyelids for 8 hours straight.
Okay. Alright. Yeah. So what is it like a freaking movie at the back of your head or something like that that you watch? So like, is that where the dreams come from? Like, what do you?
And to be honest, sleep is just a free trial of death. So we're all dead. Here's some more shower thoughts. A lot of TV shows have those fake laugh tracks in the background, so you know when to laugh at the really bad jokes. But what you don't really think about is, for the really old shows, while you're sitting and watching and listening to it, you're also, at the same time, probably listening to a bunch of dead people laughing. Related, one day,
So you're telling me those people that be like in those TV shows, they be laughing and stuff like that, they be like ha 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 ha. Yeah, especially on like Disney Channel and stuff like that. You're telling me those are like freaking dead people?
you don't really think about is, for the really old shows, while you're sitting and watching and listening to it, you're also, at the same time, probably listening to a bunch of dead people laughing. Related, one day, there are going to be more dead people on social media than there are living people. If they still exist, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube even, will be a graveyard of content and information from people who lived hundreds of years ago. It will become the biggest source of information for any event. You'll be able to see how people reacted to presidential elections, to the death of their idols, to the spread of new diseases, to everything there is. You won't be able to see how the world reacted to sliced bread though. Bread is just a loaf of dough, so by that logic, cheese is just a loaf of milk, and an ice cube is just a loaf of water. Speaking of ice, something I find kinda interesting is that there have been entire civilizations who never knew that water had a solid form. The money you earn is never actually yours, it's just your turn with it.
Facts, bro. It's not your money, you feel me? Because eventually your money is gonna go out of your hands and into the freaking. Bro. I feel like money is like it's bro. You get it and then you spend it off. So basically, you get it, you work hard for it, and then it's back to the government's pocket. You feel me? It's like it's let me see what he said.
The money you earn is never actually yours, it's just your turn with it.
Yeah, it's just your turn. You feel me? It's just look. That is facts, bro. That is for real facts. It's just your turn, bro. For real.
Everyone works to survive, and all of the money that you earn actually belongs to someone else.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jobs and businesses that bank off of the fact that things in your life can go wrong. Doctors only make money because you get sick. Mechanics make money because your car breaks down. Lawyers make money because you messed up really bad.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you robbed a bank. But if you do try and rob a bank, you shouldn't have any problems with rent or food bills for the next 10 years, regardless of whether or not you're successful. A jail and a prison are basically the same thing, but a jailer and prisoner are completely different. The company Bic is known for making lighters and pens. Both of these happen to be things that are frequently stolen, which is kind of a pretty good business model if you think about it. Teachers make money off of the fact that you don't know how to, add numbers together or speak a language properly. And speaking of language, you ever just take time to think about letters and words? They're weird and confusing, but kinda cool. It takes more letters to spell the word short than it does to spell long. Also, all the E's in the word Mercedes are pronounced differently. When you say the word forward, your lips move forward. When you say the word back, your lips move back. When hurricanes...
Forward. Bro, try that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Say forward or say backwards. When you're saying forward, your lips move forward. When you say it backwards, your lips move backwards.
form, the most dangerous part is the eye. It destroys everything in its path. It's right in the middle, which also happens to be where the letter I is in the middle of the word hurricane. It's kinda cool. Hurricanes are deadly. Everyone tends to talk about and consider the question that is, where do we go when we die? And it's a pretty good question. But no one ever asks, where are we before we were born? The world hasn't changed much over the past 700 years. Today we take pictures of food and put it on Instagram, and a lot of people get super frustrated by this. But during the Renaissance, people would sit around for weeks on end painting a table full of food. You know, you've probably walked past someone that you've played video games with online before and just didn't realize. Similarly, you see people every single day that you will never see again in your entire life. Out of every event that has happened, everything led you both to the same place at the same time, only to veer off path and never meet again. On a similar note, you've probably seen someone on the last day of their life, and you could have never known. To make this more fun though, your future wife is probably telling her boyfriend that they'll be together forever. How cute. You often hear that life is a roller coaster, and I get it, it feels like it. But when you're on a roller coaster, aren't the downhill parts the most fun? You also often hear things that are so easy a caveman could do it. The problem is that cavemen were able to start fires without lighters or matches and were able to kill animals that were 3 to 4 times their size. So, is it really that easy? If you've been using technology like computers or cell phones for years, as most of us have, you've probably scrolled for hundreds or thousands of miles. But honestly, you scrolling doesn't mean you've actually moved anything. When you scroll on your phone, nothing changes except for the color of the pixels on screen. Nothing is moving, it just seems like it. When your laptop over...
This video should not be shower thoughts that makes me question. This video should be titled "Things You Think About When You're High." You feel me? Things you think about when you're high. You feel me? Because stuff like this is when people high. I don't smoke. I don't smoke. And I don't drink. But these are the things that people think about when they're high. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying that this stuff is not true or nothing like that. Because I kind of believe it, especially with the phone stuff. Because you're not really scrolling nothing, bro. You're just, it's the pixels that's literally, it's a light, or no, let's just say illusion that you think it thinks that you're scrolling, but in reality you're not scrolling. You just, it's changing. It's an illusion. You feel me? That's crazy.
Anything. When you scroll on your phone, nothing changes except for the color of the pixels on screen. Nothing is moving, it just seems like it.
It seems like it.
When your laptop overheats, it freezes. No British king would have this issue though, because no ruling British king has ever used the internet. Before the invention of phones, the question, where are you, was probably never asked. Eventually, of phones, the question, where are you, was probably never asked. Eventually.
Bro, did you hear that? That makes so much sense. The word "where are you"? I don't think it was people. I don't think people with the freaking colonial days or 13 colonies and stuff like that were saying "where are you." You feel me? That's crazy. Is it true though? Do you think it's true? the word "Where are you" was created. I mean, it was basically. I mean, I know "Where are you" was is a long term word, but do you think people say it more often due to because they have phones? Like, you feel me? Or because
When
of
you're
the
ordering
creative
something or
phones?
sending a letter or something, you may have to put Earth as a part of your address. Maybe when you can live on the moon.
What you
You've
say?
seen more put Earth as a part of your address. When you're ordering something or sending a letter or something, you may have to put Earth as a part of your address. Maybe when you can live on the moon. You've seen more of the surface of the moon with your own eyes than you will ever likely see of Earth. Actually, if you think about it, about half of the universe is in your field of view at all times. But for now, humans are on Earth. But we're weird. And a little broken. Brushing your teeth is really the only time you ever clean your skeleton. Cleaning is just rearranging dirt. This is really the only time you ever clean your skeleton.
Oh, because I was thinking like, what about taking a shower? A shower is not your skeleton. Shower is your flesh. Flesh and skeletons are different. That's crazy. But when you brush your teeth, like you're cleaning your skeleton, like your spout, and that's your only part you clean from your skeleton. That's crazy.
Cleaning is just rearranging dirt. Speaking of cleaning, you should probably really clean your glass.
Clean it is rearranging dirt. So basically, what you're saying is, it's not fully cleaned yet. You're just rearranging them. That's crazy.
Right now. They're disgusting. You really can't clean something without making something else dirty.
Facts.
You also can't move your top teeth. Go ahead and try.
I'm not doing it because I'm gonna get roasted. I know.
You can't hum while holding your nose shut either. Go ahead. Go ahead and try. You can't hum while holding your nose shut either.
You can't hum while holding your nose shut. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Go ahead, try this one too. And while you're at it, you also can't snap your fingers inside your mouth. You ever realize that humans
Duh. You know what I mean? That's. I mean, I think we already know that.
cut down birdhouses to make birdhouses? If you've ever clapped your hands before, you never actually stopped. There's just a really, really, really long pause between claps. We do have some redeeming qualities, I guess. We live a lot longer than most animals. If you're over the age of 30, you are alive before every single dog that is currently on Earth. We argue a lot, though, over really, really stupid issues, like whether or not we should eat other animals even though we are animals ourselves. But if vegetarians don't like each other, is it still considered beef? Let's flip.
Do you guys get that, bro? Do you guys get that?
But if vegetarians don't like each other, is it still considered beef?
Let me break this down for you guys who probably are lost to what that means. You feel me? He said if vegetarians don't like each other, does it consider as beef? Beef. Vegetarians don't like beef, and if you don't like each other, you're beefing. Beef. That's funny. That's really funny. That is really funny.
Let's flip a coin and decide. Flipping a coin isn't really a 50-50 thing, though. It's random. In a vacuum, a robot can flip a coin millions of times and get heads every single time. Humans only really use it to make decisions less stressful, even though it's a purely random event. Machine learning is becoming a bigger and bigger part of our lives every day. But you observe machine learning all the time. Your brain. Your brain is
Facts, bro. Your brain is a whole machine, bro. It's literally operating like a machine.
really, really good at learning things. This is shown in your dreams. Your brain can recreate scenarios with people you've known for years and just have full-on conversations with them that your brain made up on the spot.
Facts.
Even with people you just met, and it can all feel so real. But no one has ever dreamt about popcorn. Until it happened. And honestly, the person who discovered popcorn had to be super confused when it happened. You ever think about how arms on chairs are just like chairs for your arms? Also, the person who discovered popcorn had to be super confused when it happened. You ever think about how arms on chairs are just like chairs for your arms?
Chairs for your arms.
Also, if two mind readers are reading each other's minds, whose mind are they actually reading?
Wait, what?
Two mind readers are reading each other's minds, whose mind are they actually reading?
The world will never know. You feel me? The world will never know.
It's weird. But what's also weird is that blue is usually seen as cold, while red is usually seen as hot.
Facts.
But blue fire is hotter than red fire. It's likely that another kid is going to grow up in your childhood home and have a lot of the same experiences that you did while growing up there. They'll use every room, toilet, staircase, and light switch that you did. But why are they called light switches? At the same time, they're also dark switches. Almost everything you have ever owned is still on Earth somewhere. Unless you're Elon Musk and send your car into space. All of the materials needed to create today's technology has existed since the beginning of the Earth. It just wasn't in the right form or put together yet. You're living in an age where you can be smarter than almost anyone in the past 2 million years. You can be
Facts.
smarter than almost all 100 billion people who have ever lived.
Facts.
You have the world's information at your fingertips. But you'd rather sit here and listen to me tell you what I think about in the shower. I'm flattered, really. But please get out of my house before I call the cops. Curiosity is the driving force that fuels passion to learn, create, understand, and explore the world around us. Curiosity Stream is an award-winning streaming platform where viewers can journey through our world through thousands of documentary features and series.
That's the end of the video.
With intriguing and thoughtful shows from people like Stephen Hawking, all the way to familiar faces from YouTube, like Veritasium. Favorite subjects, or exploring new territory.
I think that's gonna be the end of the video, man. For real, like, bro, did you guys learn some stuff from that video? That should be on freaking Informational Sundays. I should have posted this video yesterday. I mean tomorrow. You feel me? I should have posted this video tomorrow. Because, bro, this is a lot of information, and if you got, just like I said, this is stuff you think about when you're high. I don't smoke, but I know people who are high, they overthink. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I think this dude was lit. I think he was low key kind of high when he was making this video. I think he was low key kind of high, but it doesn't matter though. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends. Hey, look, don't forget to turn on those post notifications. You feel what I'm saying? Look, to wrap this up, stay safe, stay positive, stay healthy, man. If you guys have about your Bible, buy your Bible, pray every single day, and don't forget to trust and believe in God. It's being boy Sam 2 official, never unofficial. I'm out, bro. Let's go.